Hello, everybody. Welcome in to this Wednesday night split stream where we'll continue our viewing of X-Men 97, episode 7 this evening. And then we shall talk some nerdy news. Mostly about Spider-Man reviews. And a few other tidbits and pieces, should we so choose. When you're here, you cannot lose. Except gambling with Streamlabs. Anyway, got, I believe, a fun stream in store. So, fill your cup, light your smoke, pull up your Disney Plus, and get ready. Because it's time to get nerdy. What's up, what's up, what's up? How's everyone doing? Welcome in. It is Wednesday night, which means for tonight and the next 2 weeks, it is time to watch some X-Men 97. And then, as per usual, on these here live streams around this channel, nerdy news time. Got a couple little tidbits here and there. I'm going to take me a victory lap later. And of course, we shall see what people are saying about Spider-Man Brand New Day. And when I say we're going to see what people are saying, reviews are in. Rotten Tomato scores are available. People's thoughts, people's opinions, people's stupidity. We're going to talk about it all. So it's crack-a-lackin' chat. How y'all doing? We got Spicy Dan in here. Got Brooke in here. Delta Dan. We need one more Dan, and we have an anime. Dan to Dan. Currently eating pho, says Brooke. So may watch the show a bit later than you guys. Well, you didn't plan your evening out thoroughly, did you? I'm just kidding, man. Enjoy your din-din. You're going to try and see Spider-Man this Friday? I am going Saturday afternoon. I believe at 4 o'clock. So, chat, you know what that means, right? Full spoiler review, baby! Yes, indeed. And I think our buddy Justin wants to come on as well, because we all know how much we all know how much our guy loves Spider-Man's. Now, obviously, he's a bit more Miles than he is Peter, but he loves Spider-Man. We all love Spider-Man. Plus, it's just been for goddamn ever since we've hung out together on the same stream, like live and shit. He's been in my jet. I've been in his jet. But as for streaming together, been too motherfucking long. So that's probably going to happen on Saturday. But in the meantime, we got an episode of X-Men 97 to watch. And mostly current news to talk about. And oh my God, I cannot wait. I'm taking a victory lap. And I'm going to be a bad winner about it. Just fair warning. I'm going to be a horrible winner. So, straddle up. In the meantime, though, have we all got our Disney Pluses pulled up? Because you need to. You need to pull up your Disney Plus. You need to click the Disney Plus tab. Then you need to click the Marvel tab. Then you need to click the X-Men 97 tab so you're here. And then we're clicking on this. Take a little trip to the Savage Land this week, to this tonight. Yep, going to Savage Land tonight, yo. So that'll be fun. I hope, but I doubt. Highly doubt, but I hope. We get full Savage Land Rogue, because that's some good artistry, Savage Land Rogue. Excellent character drawing. Good lines, good coloring. Probably ain't gonna happen, but it'd be nice. So get to here, chat. Get to here. Because I want to go in no more than 10 minutes. If at all possible. Of course, I shall extend mercy to those that come in a bit later than, I'd prefer, and cause us to start the episode a little later than I'd prefer. But that's okay. If it happens, it happens. Because the more the merrier, to a point. Only to a point. And that point is mostly determined by time and not by size of crowd. I want a massive fucking crowd. That'd be awesome. But since that's highly unlikely, I am forced to use the metric of time. To determine stuff. So, about 20 after, we'll get with it. We'll hit play. We'll watch episode 7. Hopefully we will enjoy episode 7. And we'll see where we go from here. So what's up with you guys? How's your week been? When are you going to see Spider-Man? What's good in the hood? Talk to me, chat. What's up? Fuck you, Streamlab. What's going on with you? Brooks eating dinner. I'm guessing the Dans are rivaling it up right now. You guys can, confirm or deny at your leisure. Although the longer you take to deny, I'm assuming it'll be confirmation because you're in a game. I do not begrudge you that. I would rather not look at my face as well. Still super busy at work, Brooke? Do you feel put upon or overwhelmed? Or are you powering through like a beast? Time for the day. Guys. Chat. Where are you? Dip into that Tuvan throat music. Yeah, okay, that was lame. Deal with it. I'm glad things are going all right for you, Brooke. Kind of been a long week already. Due to life and shit, we've been having a, not that we mind, but we've been on grandparent duty quite a bit lately, and I love my grandkids, but it's a 3.5-year-old and a 9-month-old. They can be a bit of a handful, but it's all right though. It's worth the time. It's worth the fatigue. It's all worth it in the end, because it's the grandbabies. But also tired. Work's been busy, but everyone at work is supportive. Great. Working with good people is so clutch. Crucial. I've worked with people I enjoy working with, and I've worked with people I did not. And it's a fuck ton easier to get through rough periods with the job if you have dope coworkers. It's a lot easier to power through if you have dope coworkers. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I love my grandbabies. What's really fun is they're both like insanely intelligent. So like we're all fucked. As soon as they realize how smart they are and how clever they are, eventually they will start to use it to their own gain, which will generally also be simultaneously to our stress. Yeah, they're both really fucking smart. And yes, you can tell that a child is smart at only 9 months old. It is a thing. It is possible. Have I mentioned we're fucked? We're so fucked. Because eventually they'll realize they're smart, and then they will use their newfound powers for evil. I think smart kids, though, is a good thing, generally speaking. Oh, that is 100% true. It is a good thing overall. It just gets really interesting when they apply said intelligence to deception and furtherance of their own goals, whether we agree with their goals or not. You know, but that's all right. It's going to be a few years before we get to that point. Up to parents to make sure kids use their smartphones for good. 100%. And I have full confidence in their parents, and of course myself and Mrs. Chillin as well as backup in that case. So, all right, folks, get your friggin' Disney Pluses pulled up. It's almost go time. So, oh, whoops. Look, there's two of me. Whee! Okay, that's what I meant to do. So get to this screen on your Disney Pluses. So here's how it's going to work for if you're here live or deciding to watch along on the replay. Here's how this shizzle be going. First thing you need to know, I have ads. So we are going to be pausing when ads come on. So if you are watching along and you do not have ads, here's what you need to do. When an ad pops up, I will say ad. You pause if you don't have ads. When the ad is over, I will say we're back, and then you hit play if you don't have ads. If you do have ads, as long as we start at the same time, should be good. But yes, I know it's if you don't have ads and are watching along with me with ads, yeah, that, pausing and playing, I freely admit, has a high potential to get tedious. So I beg your patience in advance. Please don't leave. And just, kind of, what are we watching? Oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. We're watching X-Men 97 Season 2, Episode 7. You need to be on this screen on your Disney Plus. What episode? 7. This many. Or this many. We're starting from the beginning of the episode. Yes. Excuse me. All right. Get rid of that. Mute that. Grab these. All right. It's time. You need to be here. And we're going to click on here. And we're going to do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. Ad. Gambling ad. Sell your personal goods online commercial. We're back. Disney Plus title card. Here we go. Don't skip nothing. I forgot to say that earlier. Skip nothing. Oh, they changed this part up a little bit. Used to be just straight drums. This theme always will hit. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. That's an angry Colossus. Oh, my. Ooh. Is it just me, or does Exodus sound like he's trying to? Sounds a lot like Matt Smith. Ad. Oh, MMA ad. No, this stupid ass commercial. Stupid accounting program commercial. Another gambling site commercial. Well, at least it's a different version. Excuse me. Another one is sell your own goods commercials on a website. Oh, yeah, I need to watch this shit. Okay, so this is a commercial for National Geographic, a show called Pompeii Out of Time, hosted by one Tom Hiddleston, which is poetic considering he proved his disaster theory in Loki at Pompeii. Ruh-roh. Whoop, too slow. What Bishop's feeling must be like the worst form of a stuck fart. The eccentric qualities, he says. Oh, Colossus is a bit of an artiste. And okay. Ads. Gambling ads. Doink. Oh, that's new. A local roofing company commercial. That movie's failing. And we're back. What up, Griff? Templar. I don't know much about Exodus. No pressure. Why does Homie have Scarlet Witch's crown on? The prosecution. Double recessive. Add. This stupid ass commercial again. What the fuck? You ever see an ad and wonder how the hell the marketing company that came up with it like got paid for this shit? Like the marketing company that came up with like Flow from Progressive, worth the money. Came up with fucking Chaos for Allstate, earned their money. Oh shit. You knew that was coming. All right, here we go. Sword fighting fucking Nightcrawler. Here we go. Damn, how many fucking powers does Exodus have? Okay, this fight is tits. I wish he had two more swords though. Oh shit. They seem to be expanding Nightcrawler's powers a bit. Depends on who you're being merciful to. All right. Damn. Homie guessed wrong, and as powerful as he was, apparently died for it. But we'll see here. Oh, shit, it's Cable. What up, dog? What's going on with X Factor? Oh. Oh! Apocalypse looks like fucking Skeletor. Oh, that. Oh, shit. Okay. Evidently, Gambit was angry at the end of last episode. All right. Excuse me. Well, alrighty then. That was cool. I wasn't wowed. I feel like some wows are coming, hopefully, in these last 2 episodes that are left. There are 2. 9-episode season. So I'm really hoping like they bring the motherfucking noise these next 2 episodes. Because this wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't like, damn, that was good. It was just, decent. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of that episode of X-Men 97? I love when I just randomly forget how to fucking type. It's great. It's amazing. Oh, yay. At least I won something. Cool beanios. Well, have you guys got any opinions at all? Was it that mad that you're just like, there it was? Like, what's happening here, chat? Oh, yeah. Look at Spicy Dan, though. That run he went on was crazy. 1.5 million fucking basement bucks. That was nuts. You were hitting some fucking, like, big numbers. Just one after another, after another, after another, after another. Like, a few streams in a row. It was pretty crazy. Shit. We need a beverage. Oh, you know what I'll do? Do 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 do. I still gotta watch that shit. Actually, that I don't need to watch. What about that shit? Where is the thing? Yeah, down here. Yeah. Here we are. Oh, I do this first though. Do 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 do. All right. Since you guys are so yappy about X-Men 97, I'm going to let you continue to type all the chats or the comments if you're on the replay. And I'm going to go drain the main vein and grab a new beverage, which I'm sure a lot of you are actually happy to hear. There you go. All right. Gooner time's over. I know. Oh, you finished it, Brooke. What'd you think? Of course, this is the time you come back. Yeah, your timing is impeccable. Man, my relationship. Did you watch the episode, Delta Dan? What'd you think? I'm getting kind of tired of saying this about this show, but I think it's just alright. So I thought it started off pretty strong. Those apocalypse episodes were dope. I'm starting to feel like that was like where they stopped really sticking with Bo's shit. And he's continuing to be credited as a writer in an EP. But it's really starting to seem like he's credited as a writer because, you know, he wrote stuff. But I feel like the other writer that's listed with him changed some shit. It just does not feel like as strong a season as season 1, not to me. What do you guys think? I hope they can pick it back up these last 2 episodes. Have you anything else to say on this episode of X-Men 97 that focused so heavily on the Nightcrawler? It wasn't mid in your opinion? Yeah, I would definitely put it above mid, but not by a shit ton. Like it's alright, which is better than mid. Like I didn't mind the emphasis on Nightcrawler. I like that character. He's a cool character. I'm surprised. Like honestly, like Exodus was so badass, but evidently he has to see it coming. Like do, and then shot. All the badass shit he did, and then just, you know, shot to death. Done. That was kind of crazy. I guess someone that powerful would almost have to have an Achilles heel of some kind, right? What do you guys think about that last scene where it appears that a horsemanized Gambit was pretty angry about being horsemanized and reduced Apocalypse to a skull that belongs on a pirate flag, basically. I just figured out what fucking Apocalypse's skull in that scene reminded me of. Y'all remember the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie? You remember the fucking medallion that What's Her Fuzz took from what's his name when he was a kid? Will Turner? Elizabeth Swann? You remember what the skull looked like on that medallion? Looked a lot like that, I feel like. That's why Apocalypse's skull looked familiar. I feel like it feels like the fucking coin from Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh boy. Let's see the actual image. Ah, here we are. All right, here it is. I found it. Wait, do you mean Mike the Jeweler? Hold on. What one right from the fucking movie, God? Yeah, first ass right. Is this official Disney merch? Licensed collectible. Okay. Really? Really? What the fuck? I've never done this before. Is that image really that hard to magnify? Yeah, what do you think? Similar? Maybe not as similar as I remembered. But still somewhat similar. Alright. Never mind. I'm a bit of a dummy. Sorry about that. You haven't watched the new episode yet? Oh, shit. I'm actually about to be done with that shit. Talking about that here. So, don't leave. Of course, who knows how long you typed that. You're probably already gone. Fuck you, Streamlabs. Alright. Let us now get into tidbits, chat. It's time. I was going to be about ready to be done before I saw Delta Dance chat anyway, so. So, I forgot this was off a fucking podcast episode of Happy Sad Confused that I had thought about going back and watching, but of course I forgot because I'm me. But anywho, this is an exchange between Mr. Feige, aka the Hat Man, and Josh Horowitz of the Happy Sad Confused podcast. Top line is Kevin Feige admits he feels like a, quote, gigantic loser, and a failure, end quote, over the Blade movie. Horowitz. How much time in therapy have you spent talking about Blade, the sport product we need? Just need, who the fuck? Okay, it's this guy. God damn it. Mister, I can't type English because it's my second language. Okay. Anyway. Alright, let me see if I can figure this out. How much time in therapy have you spent talking about Blade? We just need to get this done, Kevin. How are you doing in therapy? Should we get into a therapy session? Does it mean we all want it? How are you feeling at this moment? I'm feeling very excited that we got Wesley back for a time of Deadpool Wolverine. And like a gigantic loser and failure that we didn't get off the ground with Mahershala. Oh yeah, we got a few quotes from this one. All right. So first of all, Kevin, you're the man. You're the GOAT. I love you. I love the MCU as a whole. Yeah, that you done fucked that one up, Kevin. That's one you should not have fucked up. You announced that shit in 2019, Kevin. You done announced that shit in 2019. The fuck happened, bruh? It's a goddamn vampire killer movie. Put him in his badass outfit, in his badass car, and give him about 150 or so vampires to kill. With like one big bad at the end and call it a movie. Like, what the fuck? A Blade movie is not rocket science. I'm not saying it needs to have a paper thin plot like Deadpool and Wolverine, but it's not, it just fucking not like you're crafting an ensemble movie here. It's a half-breed vampire with a very troubled past, trying to kill all the regular vampires. Period. He's just trying to kill them all. I'm not a creative person. Otherwise, I would, be doing other things, probably. So I don't have any specific story ideas, but a creative person should be able to take half vampire slayer of vampires versus vampires and create a reasonable story out of it for, like, a 2-hour movie. If you're a good creative, I would not think that that's very hard. I don't know what the fuck happened with this one. Maybe they overthought it. Maybe they were of the mindset that we need to elevate this shit somehow. No, you don't. You need to put a dude in the movie with sunglasses and a sword and a dope-ass trench coat and a badass car, and then give him a bunch of fucking vampires to kill. That's it. That's all you need. And a decent story. Some good emotional beats. Killer action. Et voila. Hit movie. Yep. And, maybe a cameo or two to start building the Midnight Suns out. Which I think is what they should now do with Gosling's Ghost Rider, since we don't have the Blade movie that it should have been done in the first place. I believe they should do that with Ghost Rider. I hope they do that with Ghost Rider. I may be just the teensiest bit miffed if they don't. Like, seriously, it's getting to the point lately where, like, Marvel is doing dumb shit. And they need to stop it. Because, like, I have no choice but to shit on Star Wars and DC right now. Marvel, you're supposed to be my saving grace here. Stop doing stupid stuff. Stop it. I think I'm going to have to be a little annoyed with you come Saturday. I'm hearing things. And if they're verified, I'm going to be miffed. So yeah. Much as I love you, Feige, you should feel like a loser and a failure for fucking that up. Along with a lot of Disney Plus shows and a couple movies. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so then is there a world where Secret Wars is 2 films? Feige replies, not in this world, no. That's pretty definitive. 1 Secret Wars movie, on to the Mutant Saga. There's this one streamer, I can't remember his name, who, outside of a little hint of evidence quite a few months ago, has been pretty fucking steadfast in his belief that there would be 1 Secret Wars movie because Kevin wants to get to the mutants. Who the fuck was that? Oh, yeah. This guy. This guy said it. Many others also said it, but I said it. I believed it. And it's true. By the way, this was not the victory lap I was speaking of in the preamble, in the intro. Kind of forgot about this one, actually. No, I'm going to have a lot of fun with the next one. Anyway, so yeah, no 2-parter Secret Wars. Is Doomsday sticking to the release date? Definitely. Well, of course it is. Under no circumstances is Feige gonna make a bitch move like moving Doomsday away from Dune. That would be stupid as fuck. It would be, well, since it's an Avengers movie, it would be a bigger bitch move than Gunn's bitch move to not go to SDCC. Total bitch move. Should have gone. Should have stared the failure of Supergirl right in the face. Talked about it a little bit. And then dismissed it and been like, but now we have Lanterns. And then we have Clayface. Then we have Man of Tomorrow. You know? Acknowledge the fuck up. And then move on and try and build hype for your upcoming project. Nope. He went the bitch route and just skipped it. Marvel moving Doomsday would be just as big of a bitch move. And when you've been having the rough time Marvel's been having for the last 4 years, working on 5, the last thing you want to do is look like a bitch. You want to be projecting strength, you want to be projecting hype, and you'd be doing the opposite if you'd have moved Doomsday away from Dune. So Marvel did not make the bitch move, but Gunn did. All right, moving on. What does the MCU look like in a nutshell coming out of Secret Wars? Do you consider this a reboot? Like he says, no. Why did this dude, what did he fucking have AI take the dictation on this? It even put in like Feige going, okay, anyway. Anyway, do you consider this a reboot? Feige says no. But I look to the comics as I always do in terms of our storytelling, and after Secret Wars, but particularly the Hickman, Secret Wars from 10 years ago, there's a nice roadmap to where we can go. And the last thing for you, how many X-Men have you cast that I just don't know about? Are people signed on right now for X-Men? Not necessarily. All right, so there's a couple little gems in there. Like you feeling like a loser and a failure over Blade? You should. Secret Wars will not be 2 films. Doomsday is not moving. No surprise. And like he's saying, the road after Secret Wars, or there's a road map for after Secret Wars, and he specifically, well, he mentioned both of them because, 85, but he said particularly the Hickman Secret Wars, there's a nice roadmap. So if he's going heavily influenced by that, I'm very curious, because at the end of the comic book Secret Wars, they restored the entire multiverse. And if you'll recall, in that Secret Wars leak we talked about, they brought back the multiverse. But in that one interview Kevin gave, I think it was last week, maybe the week before, he talked about how after Secret Wars is going to be a streamlined single universe. So, I mean, obviously Marvel has never, ever, 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 and probably never, ever, ever, ever will do a one-to-one adaptation of comics. So he could be using Hickman's Secret Wars as a roadmap and still streamline it down to one universe, should he so choose. But again, if he's like really following that, and if that Secret Wars leak is accurate, we're going right back to the fucking multiverse. But hopefully, if they do that, they have learned their motherfucking lessons from phases 4 and 5, and will do a much better job with it, if in fact that's what we get. Thoughts on what Mr. Feige had to say to Mr. Horowitz? What the fuck? Oh. No. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Yes, no, maybe so. All right, I'm gonna give it one more time, and then we're gonna move the fuck on to the next thing. See what we get. When am I watching? Saturday afternoon, I believe 4 o'clock. So, you know what that means, right? Live spoiler stream. That's what that means. Damn it, Streamlabs. Fucking cunts. Yep. Motherfucking full spoiler stream Saturday night. Because under no circumstances am I going to be able to have the patience or the willpower to wait for all you motherfuckers to see it. Like, I'm just going to be honest. It's not possible. I'm going to want to talk about it when I see it. I will not have the fortitude to not do so. So, spoiler stream. Potentially with Justin. Yeah. You're going Saturday afternoon? Nice. Nice. All right. Next little tidbit bit. I think it's pretty damn dope, but also fucking frustrating. Check this shit out. Todd McFarlane reveals he has a fully completed, unreleased, animated Spawn movie. The film is fully voiced, with Keith David returning as Spawn and Mark Hamill, voicing Twitch. Fully completed, fully voiced Spawn animated movie. Keith David voicing Spawn and Hamill voicing Twitch. Holy shit. I need a studio to fucking buy that and get it out. Like, what the hell are we doing here? It's completed. It just needs distribution. I need that in my veins. An animated Spawn movie with Keith David and Mark Hamill. I need that in my veins. Ow. I need a studio to like invent time travel so they can go back and get it, and then they can put it out like what, about 4 weeks? No, just put it right on streaming. It wouldn't do shit in the theater. But yeah, I need someone to buy that and put it out immediately. What about you guys? Are you guys with me on that? Am I overreacting? I mean, y'all like Spawn, right? Y'all remember the animated series? It was pretty fucking dope. Actually, I still need to finish it, that being said. But, like, come on. Someone fucking back a Brinks truck up to Todd McFarlane and be like, can we distribute this, please? Okay, we need a second truck. Okay, here you go. I need someone to do that shit. I don't care who. I don't care if it's fucking Warner Brothers. Actually, I don't care if it's NBC Universal. Don't care if it's Amazon. Don't care if it's fucking Netflix. Apple TV. No, you're not allowed because I don't pay for you. So fuck off. Paramount is fine. Yeah. Basically, I think anyone but Apple, I'd be fine with. But someone buy the goddamn movie. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about that, chat? Fully completed, complete voice, still unreleased. All I gotta say is give this man his money. Nothing? All right. Well, chat, we have reached the point in the stream where it's time for Chillin' to take a motherfucking victory lap. And here's what I'm talking about. After Comic-Con, Feige was doing an interview. And in the interview, he said this following statement. Kevin Feige on fans saying that Doctor Doom has no build-up compared to Thanos. I wonder, is this the actual clip? Let me see if this is the clip. Hold on. May as well let this song finish. It'll be done soon anyway. I like the one sound effect in this song because it sounds like Iron Man's fucking God damn, what is it called? Anyway, when his little hand weapon powers up. Repulsor. God, that's what it's called. Sheesh. Yeah, it sounds like when his repulsor is about to fire up in like the Mark II suit. All right, let me see something here. Is this just the clip or is this the whole interview? Oh, shut up. Really? Oh no, that's the whole 4-minute thing. Okay, never mind. Not watching that. We're not watching the whole interview. We'll just go with this quote. All right. Did I go over any reactions? Not yet. Not yet. But I'm about to take a victory lap on something. So, Kevin's having a little chit chat, chin wag with somebody. And he had the following thing to say about fans saying that Doctor Doom has no build-up compared to Thanos. Mr. Feige states, the Thanos build-up has been built up in people's heads over the years. He sat on a chair at the end. He pulled a gauntlet out and said, I'll do it myself. And he yelled at Ronan on a screen or video screen briefly. Oh, Kevin, my Kevin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Feige. Now, if you saw the stream where Josh talked about this, he attempted to be very charitable and steelman both sides and stuff like that, and that was very commendable of him. It's not me. I'm not being charitable. I've been fucking arguing with motherfuckers about this shit literally since Downey was announced. Why are they going to Doom? There's no build up for Doom. Motherfucker. Thanos, the character, had less than 3 minutes of screen time prior to Infinity War. Like 2:39 or some bullshit like that. I don't remember exactly. So I'm going to be a little fair and say if your argument is just Doom had more build-up than or Thanos had more build-up than Doom, full stop there, no qualifiers, no nothing, that would technically be true. We saw Doom for like 3 seconds in a post-credit scene, maybe 5. which means that Thanos still had 2 minutes and 35 or some odd seconds more buildup than Doom. So yes, technically Thanos did have more buildup than Doom. Now, what Thanos did not have was a crap ton of buildup. Kevin perfectly summarized the amount of buildup there was for Thanos, the character. You know what got a lot of buildup from phases 2 and 3 after we saw the grin? The Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones were the real focus of the buildup over phases 2 and 3. And unfortunately, all the people that have been saying that Thanos had all this buildup are including the stones in that. And the buildup of the stones is a completely separate thing than building up the character of Thanos. Now, all that buildup of the stones and how powerful they are gave us an idea of why Thanos was after them. But guess when we found out what Thanos' plan was? Infinity War. We knew he was after the stones. You know, there's a hint here and a hint there. So it's not like Thanos was completely ignored other than those 3 spots. That is not true. But we had no idea what his motivation was. We just knew he was after these stones. But what the stones were and how powerful they are and all that shit, that was what was built up in phases 2 and 3. Not Thanos, the character, so much. We didn't find out shit about him until Infinity War. We had no idea how strong he actually was until he punked Hulk. We had no idea why he wanted the stones until he explained his view of the universe and decided that the best thing for it would be to wipe out half of it all in one shot. Did not know about that plan until Infinity War. The character of Thanos was, I will grant, a presence, but we knew jack shit about him till Infinity War. We didn't find out what his actual attributes were, what his plans were, what his feelings were until Infinity War. Now, in this multiverse saga that has been mishandled almost 100% completely, damn close to it, we do not have a big MacGuffin buildup like the Infinity Stones. And again, technically, we have had like 2.5 minutes more buildup on screen with Thanos than we have with Doom. But the biggest difference is the MacGuffins, or in the multiverse saga case, the extreme lack thereof. So, if you want to argue the conclusion of this saga had way less buildup than the conclusion of the Infinity Saga, I will give you that one. That is that's truth. That's a fact. The Infinity Saga as a whole had way more buildup to its conclusion than the Multiverse Saga has had. That is 100% true. That's one of the fandom's biggest complaints, is that it didn't really feel like it was going anywhere. There was no thing leading on to thing, leading on to thing, leading on to thing, leading on to Infinity War. This shit was just scattered and tossed and fucking landed all over the place with a couple little gems in there that actually had to do with the multiverse. But yeah, it was mostly bullshit that didn't set up a goddamn thing. But that's a lack of MacGuffin problem, not a big bad problem. We found out everything about Thanos in Infinity War. We are going to find out everything about Doom in Doomsday. In case you didn't notice, that's the same motherfucking thing. But people keep mistaking MacGuffin build-up for Big Bad build-up. And it is not the same. So, I was right. All those other motherfuckers were wrong. Quit your bitching, because I've seen all the bitching since he said that. Just own your fucking L. You were wrong. You were conflating things. So, wipe your eyes, blow your nose, and shut the fuck up. Okay, that's my thoughts on that. I was right. Fuck them. 2 years of this shit. 2 fucking years of this shit. And finally, Kevin ends the motherfucking debate. Well, puts out a statement that should, but, people are people. They're just going to keep going. But they are now officially fighting from emotion and not fact. Thoughts, chat? Yep, I'm being a sore winner on this one. And I am not ashamed. Most of the ones you saw are positive. Oh, yeah, way more positive ones than negative ones. But I've seen a few from some of those. Yeah, we'll get to it. Let's just say there's a group out there I'm about to have to bag on again because they're being dumb. Any thoughts on what we just talked about there with, the build-up isn't that different? Crowd winning. I'm so happy about that shit. Some people would say Feige could have said it better. I say he said exactly what needed to be fucking said. The bad ones too, but the bad ones just seem like they didn't like superhero movies. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that shit. We're gonna talk about that shit. Okay. Next little tidbit. Feige teases Franklin Richards' journey in the MCU. I wouldn't expect too much in Doomsday. I didn't think we really were going to expect a lot from him, except maybe Doom thieving his powers. Where we go into Secret Wars, you'll have to see. Franklin's beginning to grow up, and who knows where he can grow. Excuse me. Well, I mean, if he's as heavily influenced by Hickman as he says, it was Franklin that rebuilt the multiverse under his dad's guidance. You're okay with it? Cool. It was literally 2.5 minutes more of build-up. Just saying. C-Dub, just finished Brand New Day. Okay, no spoilers, but what do you think? Because I'm going Saturday. Delta Dan's going Saturday, I think. Brutal's going to try and go Saturday, I think he said when he was in Justin's chat. But he said life was lifing, so he is unsure. Anyway, that aside, I'm not surprised that Franklin isn't going to do much in Doomsday. But yeah, who knows where he can grow? Well, if you're adapting Hickman even remotely closely, he's going to grow into a kid who can recreate an entire multiverse. That's what he's going to grow into. 8.9 out of 10. Nice. Oh, you see it tomorrow at 3:30? Spicy Dan? Sick. No Way Home's still your fave, but that's number 2 now? Damn. See, this movie, that I think Spider-Man looks fucking amazing. But beating out Toby 2 is going to take some fucking work. That Toby 2 is my favorite. Toby 2 is my favorite Spider-Man movie. And it's like way up there on my list of like all-time great comic book movies. That movie is magnificent. I mean, I loved Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, and I still do, but fucking Alfred Molina's Doc Ock in that movie, holy shit, he was amazing. Best action of any Spider-Man movie and most comic book accurate? Ooh, shit. Okay. I like that. Those are words I like to see. That's a description I like to read. I likes to see that. Number 2 of the Holland movies. Behind No Way Home, I assume. Spider-Man 2 is still way up there. Hell yeah. Toby 2 is amazing. Now, even though those are big shoes to fill, I'm giving this movie a strong chance to fill them. Like, everything I've seen and heard, I'm like, oh my. Like, it could do it for me. Pause. I'll find out in 3 days. This is going to be a long 3 days. Excuse me. It's going to be a long 3 days. But it's going to be awesome when I get to the theater. Frank Castle steals every scene he's in. God bless Bernthal. Yeah, we'll see that in more than one review when we talk about him later. I am quite sure. I've seen it a few times myself. Yeah, definitely God bless Bernthal. I love me some Bernthal. Hey, finally. Ha! Look at this. Look what I rolled. 66. Thought earlier an animated Spawn movie would be really good. I know. I just need a studio to buy it and put it out. Like, fuck. Why hasn't this happened yet? Is this because McFarlane is being super stubborn or something? Like, what's the deal? Just, fucking, get literally every last penny you possibly can out of whichever one will give you the most and then let them distribute it for the love of God. Todd. Just get the biggest bag you can, but fucking just do it. Sell the motherfucker, please. I need that shit in my veins. You guys want to check out some dope fucking statues and figures and shit? Doomsday stuff? Check this shit out, man. We got us a Magneto, who looks a reasonable bit like Ian McKellen. This cape is kind of lame, I gotta say, but overall, this is pretty cool. And if I want to get real weird, I'd be like, hey, look, it's a longer cod piece to handle his saggy old man balls. I watched the. No, I only just saw today that it came out. I haven't watched it yet. I did see that it's only like 21 minutes long. I mean, I'm aware he does this shit himself, but goddamn, like how many years for a 20-minute fucking thing? What the hell? Anyway, that's pretty dope, though. Oh, here we go. Doom on his throne. This one I think is from Iron Studios. I watched this one. This one. Look at this shit. And I feel like this is what his throne is going to look like in Doomsday. I can't wait to see him in this fucking pose on the big screen. Holy shit. This is quintessential Doom right here. I fucking love this. I'm scared to see how much it is, though. You liked it? Cool. Like, I'm very scared to see how much this bitch is, but... Oh. Is this not magnificent, chat? This is magnificent. Oh, here we go. Now this looks like fucking Ian McKellen. I feel like this is going to be more movie accurate than the other one. Look at this motherfucker. Look how much he looks like. It looks like Ian. That other one did not look like this much like Ian. There's a version of this where this is surrounded by like a sentinel hand. I don't know if it's in one of the things that we're going to peruse, but I hope it is. Yeah, that's fucking sick. I just want them all. I want all the statues. I want all the figures. I would have no place to put them if I had them all, but I want them all. Oh, yeah. Look at this Professor X, man. This looks crazy like Stewart. Yeah, this is how they are going to look at Doomsday. I mean, it's not 100% accurate, but my God, that's pretty fucking accurate. Like him in the wheelchair in like a shattered corner of the X Mansion. Doing some fucking telepathy. Sick thing. Definitely understand the intimate scene with a certain person that was leaked. Pretty steamy. Nice. Reminds me, I gotta watch Oppenheimer. Yeah, those are fucking sick. Oh, here it is. Here's a version with him standing in a wrecked Sentinel's hand. Fucking shit up. This is just a box illustration, but still. Yeah, the deluxe version. Oh, it's even got the glowy thing from when Doom activates them when it's green. That's so fucking sick. Isn't that sick, chat? Man. If I had the money, they'd be taking it. I would be happily giving it to them. Any further thoughts on those badass figures / statues / whatever you want to call them? Even if you're really feeling frisky, I don't even care. How you guys feel about them dolls? Do. Oops. All right. Well, I think those figures are sick. Next item. Check this shit out. David Johnson, our future Black Panther in the form of T'Challa Jr., was cast as the new Black Panther 6 months ago. This is a quote from Mr. Feige. Ryan Coogler called me and said, he's the guy. I felt it. I felt it in my soul. He's a good man, and he is the next Black Panther. I mean, I'm glad Coogler dug him like that, but this is the part that blows my mind. He was cast as Black Panther 6 months ago, chat. Do you realize that the only name that's been like talked about or rumored or whatever, like for the most part, has been Damson Idris? Not one peep about this motherfucker being in the running, much less being cast. And it happened 6 months ago. Nobody talked about it. None of the usual cabal talked about it. Not even some of the fringe motherfuckers talked about him being Black Panther. But he is, and it happened half a fucking year ago. That's nuts. How the fuck did Marvel keep that shit quiet? I'm not saying Marvel's a sieve. They're getting better, but the new Black Panther being cast 6 fucking months ago and not a word, not a lick of info about it at all. That's Marvel pulled some shit off there. I mean, granted, it's not trying to keep an entire fucking movie secret. That would be a lot harder. But still, that's a big casting. Like, all eyes have been on Black Panther since Chadwick passed. And then, you know, there's, after Wakanda Forever, well, actually, even before, you know, the recast T'Challa movement started, and I'm with that group. They should have recast Chadwick. They need to be sticking with T'Challa, son of T'Chaka, but they're not. And you know, I have no choice but to roll with it. Now, this dude is a hell of an actor. So, like, when it comes to nailing the emotional beats of the character, or like the like his general aura of personality or whatnot, he's going to kill it at that part. Now, he needs to get his ass under some weights. But insofar as being able to be the character, he is more than capable of being the character. But there's still a lot of people out there, again, myself included, who are wishing he would be cast as the regular T'Challa, son of T'Chaka. But they're not, and that's the way it is. But holy shit, not a peep of this, and it happened 6 months ago. That's crazy. Marvel's getting better at hiding their shit, obviously. They've increased the amount of stuff they've been able to hide. And I have a feeling the amount they are able to hide will only continue to grow. As they improve their strategies and tactics. What do you guys think? You guys think that's a bit crazy that this happened 6 months ago and literally nobody talked about it? Marvel literally kept that shit secret for a half a fucking year. And and what's funny is Coogler just called Feige up and was like, yo, this is who it is. Like, he told Feige what's up. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case all of the time. Feige's going to, you know, he's going to exert his influence on the direction of at least parts of Black Panther 3. Because it is still an MCU movie and it still has to fit into whatever Feige's plans are for the Mutant Saga. So Coogler is not going to have like full autonomy on this shit. But I see this as an indication that Feige's going to be giving him a pretty decent amount of leeway. You heard Marvel fired Shuri after some political stuff she said after Doomsday? So what, she's not even going to be in Secret Wars? Where'd you hear that at? I have seen nothing on that. Of course, I haven't been on Twitter as much this evening. Definitely haven't been on since I started streaming. Well, at least not on my regular feed. I've been in my bookmarks, obviously, but I haven't looked at my timeline at all. Should I look it up? See if I can find something about it on the Twitters. Oops. Yeah. Well, I don't think so. She's in Black Panther 3. I don't see anything more recent than Comic-Con stories about her. Oh, I take that back. Day after, there's a quote from Entertainment Weekly. Although, who knows when that interview actually happened. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you kind of automatically assume, like, articles are written very, very recently from when they're, not too long before they're published. But that is not always the case. Yeah, I don't see anything about her getting canned. Just stuff about her being in Black Panther 3. Doesn't mean it's not out there. Just means I ain't finding it. That's all. All right. Next little tidbit's another Feige quote. And this was an interview he did with Empire. He says, the strategy for the MCU right now is quality above everything else. I believe this is also when he confirmed there is no movie between Doomsday and Secret Wars. No surprises, no nothing. There's Doomsday, and then not shit for almost literally 365 days until Secret Wars. Well, not shit in the theater. I imagine a couple shows will drop, like possibly both, because Winterbomb said they're going to be trying to get yearly on the shows that they're definitely going to have multiple seasons of. So we'll get stuff on Disney Plus, like if Winterbomb holds true to what he's saying, we'll get season 3 of X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man next year. I don't know what else. Hopefully not too much else. Because, like you said, we always try to focus on quality, but when quantity is so much, you get spread thin. Yeah, that phases 4 and 5 made that pretty fucking obvious, Kevin. We didn't want to be spread thin, and the Avengers is as important as it comes. Yeah, especially after the last 4 fucking years, dog. Like, these next 2 Avengers movies are even more important than Infinity War and Endgame, because you got to win a large chunk of the fandom back, my guy. Man, after Spider-Man, you literally have two opportunities to do so: to win back the fandom and get them hyped for the mutant saga. Chance number one in 5 months. Chance number two in 17 months. Yeah. So, yeah, he was being a bit Captain Obvious about that one. This one's kind of fun. Especially since it's about three characters that are still remain unconfirmed for Doomsday. Check this shit out. The Russo brothers saith when asked if Avengers Doomsday will reveal what happened to Jean Grey, Famke Janssen's version, that's how her fucking name is pronounced, by the way. Storm and Rogue. Well, Anna Paquin has, I think, MS. Like, pretty bad. Let me verify that, though. Okay, she hasn't said. MS is just speculation. Okay. Well, she continues to work and is not retiring. So, I guess there is a snowball's chance in hell that she could be in fucking Doomsday. But, here's what they said. We won't answer specifically. All of those characters are loved, and we thought a lot about their history. They feed into this movie in a very meaningful way. Interesting way to phrase that. They feed into this movie in a very meaningful way. Chat. You know that a character doesn't have to be alive to feed into a movie in a very meaningful way, right? I mean, obviously, this doesn't necessarily mean that, but I feel like there's going to be 3 gravestones outside the X Mansion in this movie. Hell, they may even say they died trying to blow up a planet. You know, maybe the defenders of the planet got them. Maybe they were delayed long enough to where the bomb got them. But I think that might be the way they're meaningfully weaving them into the story, because all three. Well, I don't know if Anna Paquin's ever been asked, but I mean, obviously, I never believe a Marvel actor until I see whatever, until I don't see them on screen when they say they're not in something. But I would now be a lot less surprised to not see them, because I think homie might be killing them off screen to build emotional stakes. And if you're gonna do some shit like that off screen, you got your work cut out for you to do it, to build up those emotional stakes through dialogue. You're gonna have to pull a lot out of your actors, and that script is gonna have to be pristine, at least in that part. Excuse me, to pull that shit off, because people don't like stuff happening off screen, especially big stuff. And those 3 dying is pretty big stuff, in my opinion. So that'll be interesting to see if that's what they mean. But I don't know, if they wanted a little less speculation in that department, they really should have phrased that differently. Because feeding in a very meaningful way does not sound like appearing in a very meaningful way. So, but we'll see. What do you guys think? You think they're dead? Do you think they were killed off screen? Again, perhaps trying to destroy another planet? I'm not saying it will happen, but in my mind, the odds just went up. Soft and hard. Calm? What? God damn it, Streamlabs. Can you finish that last chat of yours with the word that makes sense? Pretty please. Fuck you, Streamlabs. Oh, damn. Streamlabs hates us all. That's a bitch. All right. Last tidbit before we get into Spider-Man reviews. Like to hit go. Haley Atwell has confirmed that she shared scenes with Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. I didn't ask, in part because his presence on set was so enigmatic as Doom. I don't know what the hell I didn't ask the first two. Sometimes I hate the way they do these partial quotes. Because there's like literally no contact to that at all. Also, when I was in scenes, I didn't want that illusion to be broken for me, so I kept that feeling of, I don't know who this person really is and what they're capable of, but I just know there's a darkness there. Okay, that's a fun little quote, but the only part I care about is that she had a scene with Doom. Why do I care about that? Because, god damn it, I did it again. Oh wait, actually. All right. Anyway, it confirms the rumor that her and Steve are in 828, and that Doom and Reed show up to Steve's house to convince him to go to the 616 and convince the Avengers that bad things are coming and that Doom is there to help, along with Fantastic Four. And we kind of got that soft confirmed when Steve and Thor met. Well, they didn't really show it. We actually know from leaks that was the F4 ship they met on. But yeah, so if she had a scene with Doom, that scene was probably in her and Steve's house in 828. So, confirmation of rumor right there. You know what? I don't fucking. I'm not gonna end up needing the dumb thing. But yeah, what do you guys think? A little bit of confirmation there. Makes you wonder how much of what we think we know we actually do know, you know? Thoughts? Okay. You ready to get into some Spider-Man reviews? I mean, C-Dub already has his own personal review going on, but because he's seen it already. But let's talk about what critics had to say about this here movie. So first of all, the current critic score with 191 reviews in is sitting at a lovely 91%. All the Holland Spider-Man movies have been over 90% on the critic score. So that's pretty cool. Get into these reviews. Oh, we're starting with a splat. So just a quick little one sentence log line. He says, one never feels as if Parker has truly found the tribe he desperately longs for. Okay. That was Courtney Small from Cinema Axis. Next we have Steven Silver from the SS Ben Hur. Highly impressive visually, emphasizing practical effects and some pretty top-notch action choreography, even as the plot is much too busy. Alright. Okay. Okay, Talking Films, I think I've actually heard of. So Casey Chong from Talking Films, 4.5 out of 5. A soulful Tom Holland dominates Destin Daniel Cretton's exciting yet emotional street-level Spidey movie. Noise. Okay, I've heard of Sci-Fi Now. This is Kim Newman from Sci-Fi Now, 4 out of 5. It's not quite the eye-misting amaze fest that the 3 Spider-Man gimmick of No Way Home delivered, but it's big and colorful in an era where big films tell them to look dour. Funny when it needs to be, and inventively exciting. Ooh, that's a pretty decent review. Okay, CBS News, 3.5 out of 5 from Eli Glasner. Is this Spider-Man the funniest? No, but it's aiming for something richer, particularly in the emotional beats between him and his now wife Zendaya. All right. Alan Ing from Film Threat, 7 out of 10. This movie is too long and mishandles the pacing in the second half, but not so much that I can't overlook the flaws and recommend it. All right. Oh, Adam Graham from my own local Detroit News gives it a B. Director Destin Daniel Cretton knows how to balance action and emotion, and there's genuine feelings of loss and sadness in the interactions between Peter, MJ, and Ned. Yeah. A lot of these people, even some of the negative ones I've seen, compliment the emotional beats. All right, I don't know who this person is, but it's a rare splat, so let's do it. 2 out of 5 from Laura Venning of Little White Lies, whoever the fuck that is. Brand New Day might be hitting a reset button to a certain extent, but so much later stage focus on its villains makes it more of a branding exercise for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday than anything else. So much late stage focus on its villain. Okay, let me reread that because I fucked that up. Brand New Day might be hitting a reset button to a certain extent, but so much late stage focus on its villain makes it more of a branding exercise for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday than anything else. Is she not familiar about how Marvel works? Has she not? Is she new? This is what Marvel does. They set shit up in a movie for like down the road. Like what the fuck? Anyway, the Financial Times gives it a 3 out of 5. This is a backhanded review. Marvel is still Marvel, it turns out, and some new days are just the same old. Okay. Dulcie Pierce from The Sun over in the UK, 5 out of 5. Holy shit. With breathtaking scenes, brilliant baddies, excellent Marvel crossovers, and a few twists in the tale, this sleeker, more sophisticated, and often scarier Spidey will have fans wanting to take another swing. Well, doesn't get much more glowing than 5 out of 5. If I can... Alright, a 3 out of 5, but still a splat. Under the usual Marvel noise and bluster, there's a strong human story. See, there we go with that. Again, which is good, I like that. But as ever, the Marvel Cinematic Universe isn't expanding, it's contracting into an endless cycle of diminishing returns. Yeah, I don't think you like comic book movies, motherfucker. San Francisco Chronicle, 4 out of 4. A Gen Z tailored story that intriguingly plays out within the mind as much as it is staged with the usual action set pieces. See another, mind/emotion shout out. Never heard of Rich Kleiner Shadows on the Wall, but he gives it a 5 out of 5. One of the best superhero movies in recent memory. This film continues the fine run of Tom Holland's Spidey adventures, and it allows for an unusually textured performance that makes it both thrilling and moving. See, another one praising the emotion of the movie. Like the other guy, too much setup for future movies, or the same person? No, totally different person. But yeah, that the people saying that are the pinky in the air motherfuckers. All right, this dude gave it a splat. I don't know who the hell it is, but I'm very interested in the splat. In a perfect universe, multiverse, brand new day would be Spider-Man's fresh start. Instead, it's more of the same. Well, you have no discernment at all. And I haven't even seen the movie, and I can say that shit. Who the fuck are these people that they allow to do reviews? I'm trying to find someone I actually know. I mean, a lot of fucking tomatoes there, though. I'm seeing a lot of 4 out of 5s. 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. B+, not bad. No actual rating, just tomato. B+. 9 out of 10. 7 out of 10. What the fuck? Wow. Check out this log line, yet he still gave it a 7 out of 10. This is, wow. This is a Peter Parker Spider-Man for the COVID generation, growing up amid a loneliness epidemic in a hellish post-American dream economy. Does that not sound like he probably should have given it a lower score than 7? Like, it sounds like he fucking hated it, but he gave it a 7 out of 10 and it's fresh. Rotten Tomatoes is weird. Or these reviewers are fucking weird. Whichever. That's a very harsh log line for a 7 out of 10 rating. Yeah, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Couple B+s. No actual rating. A-. 9 out of 10. 4 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. Oh, here we go. This story, I think I actually saw this one on Twitter or something very similar. So 3.5 out of 5. This story is at its best when it leans into the darker emotional and psychological dimensions of its premise, but it can never quite reach its full potential because it's ultimately beholden to the larger franchise machine. Well, if you know that motherfucking going in, then why are you looking for more than that? Jesus. Read the bad ones. I'm having a little trouble finding them. This is mostly tomatoes. I'm looking for splats. I mean, that one dude's log line was harsh for a 7 out of 10. Look. Oh, here we go. 2.5 out of 5 by Courtney Howard from Fresh Fiction. Splat. While the part buddy comedy, part mystery thriller, part relationship drama is neither well-paced nor well-constructed and is often taxed by its overstuffed narrative, when the thematic resonance hits, it hits hard. There you go. It's overstuffed. It's not paced, or not well-paced. It's not well-constructed, but the thematic resonance hits hard when it does hit. So, basically talking about the emotional beats of the movie. Looks like pretty much everyone can agree on the emotional beats of the movie. Just not necessarily about the rest of it. B, 5 out of 5, 3.5 out of 4. A. Fresh. 3.5. Two 95s in a row. What the fuck? Where's the splat at? Look, guys, I'm having a hard time finding. Oh, there we go. 5 out of 10 and a splat. The time-worn notion of a hero getting tricked into helping the ruthless while thwarting the misunderstood is far too insincere and predictable. Okay. see what else we have. Fresh. Are any of these anyone I've heard of? I wouldn't mind reading more fresh ones, but I want it to be from someone I've actually fucking heard of. This is ridiculous. Okay. The Direct. A Trade. Jeff Ewing. 8 out of 10. Spider-Man Brand New Day is a beautifully nostalgic tale and fresh territory for our conquering web-slinger. It's an outing that brings out the best in its cast, seems largely like a standalone film, and hits new emotional heights. See, that's funny. Because a lot of the people that are splatting it because it's beholden to the Marvel machine or whatever. But yeah, this guy says it seems like largely like a standalone film. You know what that tells me, chat? It tells me that every one of those critics that were bitching about the Marvel machine have never liked the Marvel machine at any point in time. They're pinky in the air cinema purists who think everything needs to be elevated and or deconstructed. And they despise comic book movies because comic book movies don't have to be any of that to be successful, number one. And number two, they'll never admit it, but they hate the fact that comic book movies are what pays for the movies that they want to see. Comic book movies have been holding Hollywood up for a fucking decade. They don't want to admit that. They fucking hate that. But that's how it is. Comic book movies have been propping Hollywood up for a decade or more. And they hate it, so they're going to bag on it. Which is highly disingenuous, but, you know, it is what it is. Here's a splat. An enormously cluttered experience. Smothering the one lovely through line. Okay, there's a little compliment in there. With cross-property synergistic junk. Okay, so, yep, another fucking cinephile who hates Marvel for being successful and propping up the town for a decade. Ooh, here we go. Rolling Stone splatted it. The movie keeps getting tangled in a complicated web of its own making. One that feels all too familiar after several decades of superhero cinema sucking up the cultural oxygen. So yeah, you just hate the fact that comic book movies are successful. Suck a dick. Boring. Mashable. I've heard of Mashable. They splatted it. This sequel feels bogged down by IP connections and brooding, which have been the albatross of too many other superhero movies to count. Hey, don't let DC fuck up your feelings about Marvel. Because she basically just described DC. Den of Geek. I've heard of them. 4 out of 5. Brand New Day is as much a homecoming for Spidey as the previous flick bearing that name. At last, Holland is liberated to play the joy as well as the agony and sorrow. It's this triptych that makes Peter's crucible of growing up so relatable. Nice. Looper. I've heard of Looper. 8.5 out of 10. It's on par with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and the top tier of post-Avengers Endgame Marvel movies. And it's my favorite live-action Spider-Man movie since Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 all the way back in 2004. Nice. All right. The Times over in UK, Kevin Maher. Despite the film's undeniable emotional power, see, there that is again, there is evident frustration about where this drama might have gone if freed from the limitations of overfamiliar box-ticking biff-bammery. Such a British word, biff-bammery. In other words, he's complaining about the action in a Spider-Man movie. This is hilarious. 2.5 out of 4, but fresh. So, I'm going to treat this as a negative one. Attention or affection for the characters who have been around for 4 movies now goes a long way to holding Brand New Day together, but it ultimately succumbs to one of the biggest problems of late-stage MCU. The feeling that it's just preparation for more movies. Why do people keep acting surprised that this is how Marvel operates? It's only operated that way for, 18 fucking years? Right, randomly use Biff Bammery, for sure. I'll never remember it, but yeah. Yeah, it's like, where, are you new? Where the fuck have you been? Alright. I'm Dan Merle. We all know about Dan Merle. 7.8 out of 10. It continues the arc of the franchise in a satisfying way with a lot of heart and a lot of laughs. So, see, not only does Dan understand how Marvel works, he feels that Spider-Man's contribution to the franchise at this point is worth it and makes sense. Dan understands. All right, one more load more screen and then that'll be enough. Boston Globe. A splat. 2.5 out of 4. Giving the fans what they want has always been the Marvel movies' modus operandi and their fatal flaw. Far too much time is spent in Brand New Day on introducing characters or fan service situations that will be continued in future installments. How did it be? What's hilarious is Holland's quote today about them ignoring what the fans said in focus groups and just making their movie their way. The irony. But yeah, here we go. Another motherfucker acting like Marvel hasn't been doing this for a long fucking time. Okay, Daily Express over in the UK. 4 out of 5. While it's refreshing to follow up the bombastic external stakes of No Way Home with a more grounded, introspective story, there's still plenty of what Marvel does best on the action side of things. Cool. So he appreciated the grounded story and the introspectiveness, again, the emotional beats, and said the action is really good too. Nice. Geek Vibes Nation. 7.5 out of 10. Spider-Man Brand New Day has its fair share of hiccups and tends to juggle a bit more than it can carry, but it's the freshest both Spider-Man and the MCU at large have felt in a good while. See, there you go. Grace Randolph gave it a fresh. Tom Holland's best Spider-Man movie, yet also very much a chapter in the MCU. The MCU feels more connected than it has in a while, with Cretton proving he's one of Feige's most valuable directors. Love letter to Marvel Comics and New York City. Stunning, fun ride. You know what's hilarious about this review of hers? Unless someone hacked her fucking account, she put out a video that says Jean Grey sucks. Actually, I could go check that shit. Empire Magazine. Some of those Feige quotes we went over earlier are from an interview between him, or an interview that he did for Empire Magazine. Or with Empire Magazine, whatever. 4 out of 5. A more mature, emotional, and distinctly ground-level Spider-Man, Brand New Day doesn't escape some of the usual MCU pitfalls, but finds its heart in an earnest performance from Tom Holland. You know what? Give me those MCU pitfalls that you probably don't like. I probably like. All right, here's a splat. It is hard not to feel a little like MJ back in 2021, completely unaware of anything that happened in the preceding few hours. We can forget, but it might be past time to forgive. Damn! Another splat. At times it almost looks like you're watching a real movie. What the fuck? Oh, Games Radar. 4 out of 5. While there's much that feels familiar here, alongside some frustrating wheel spinning as far as the MCU's big picture is concerned, Brand New Day is a home run and Marvel Studios' strongest standalone outing since Endgame. You're calling Endgame a standalone outing? Who are these people? Like, what the... Okay. Oh, the Mary Sue. We've heard of them. 4 out of 5. Justin Daniel Cretton's Spider-Man Brand New Day may have pulled off the impossible, making the 4th installment of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies an inside-out origin story, a mature quarter-life crisis narrative, and an entertaining movie to boot. All right. So, again, a lot of love for the style of story and the emotional beats in it. 3.5 out of 4 from the Seattle Times. Once again, Spider-Man proves to be the best reason to keep invested in the MCU. So yeah, a lot of positivity there. Some negativity could be expected, but it's also the usual fucking pinky in the air cinephile crowd that, again, hates the fact that comic book movies do well, and they hate the fact that comic book movies have kept this town propped up for over a decade. Well, their town. Hollywood. They're just a bunch of bitter, resentful bitches who are always going to crap on comic book movies. Sony will never leave Spidey alone. Yeah, no, they're never going to sell. They get to sit back, let Feige do all the work, and get 75% of the box office. Would you sell if you had that deal? Hell no. I fucking wouldn't. I just got to sit back and be like, okay, you can have these toys. Have fun. And don't forget the check. Damn, I was about to gamble. You just took a good roll, eh, Chris? Damn it. Also, what up? I don't think I actually said what up. What up? You want 75% of the box office? Fuck yeah. Hell, I'll take 7.5% of the box of the gross from this fucking movie. Shit. 7.5% of like probably $2 billion. Still a good chunk of change. I think that'd be like 1.4 million still, maybe 14 million. I can't do the math that well in my head right now. It's one of the two. Probably 14 million. So, again, a lot of positive reviews, a few negative ones from Pinky in the Air motherfuckers. I don't know about y'all, but, I mean, honestly, when it comes to, like, critics, whether they're positive or negative, I take all of it with a grain of salt. Because who knows how many of them think like me. Like, you know, that's basically what it comes down to. I'm always going to make my own decision because I don't know any of these people well enough to know if our tastes align, if they think like me, if they evaluate like me. I know I'm sounding a lot like me, selfish motherfucker, but, you know, when it comes to how I evaluate movies, it is about me. So. Anywho, what do you guys think? Are you encouraged by the reviews? Do you even give a fuck about critics? What say you, chat? And if you have nothing to say on that, it is your time now. That's on my planned subject. Bring up whatever. Let's hang out for a bit. Maybe 10, 15 more minutes. Up to. Could be shorter. Oh, all right, cool. Let's see if Danielle. You'd watch it anyway? Oh, yeah, me too. Even if every critic took a dump on it, I'd probably watch it anyway because it's fucking Spider-Man. Now, I will not say that about literally every cape shit movie. I rolled a 2. God damn it. Got tickets for Friday? Nice, Brooke. That's awesome. Hopefully a good way to end the week. Well, since that's Friday night, you still got Saturday night. So if Friday night don't work out for you, you still have this stream on Saturday night to try and end your week in a good way. Playing a scene again with friends on Sunday? Nice. Very nice. Hopefully you'll feel that it will be worth the second watch after you're done with the first watch. Bitch is off. That's better. Oh yeah, definitely. When work sucks, you need a good outlet. Outlets are always good. Cat's over here giving me lip. Oh, there he is. That big boy. Brandon Day would be very jam-packed. Yeah, but I trust him to handle it better than what some of the critics are saying they did. Say hi. That's as far back as I'm going, bro. Right there? Okay. Need you go, baby. The box office, yes. Yes, I 100% agree. Box office numbers are going to be crazy for this movie. And I think this movie is going to make more than Doomsday. Yeah, buddy. Do you realize you're on the internet right now? Don't go flopping on my keyboard. Nope. Stay away from the keyboard. I checked box office projections. Not within the last few hours. But the other day someone was saying it'd be like 800 million. And then a couple trades came out. One said like 450. The other one said like a little over 5. So who the fuck knows? I mean, it's going to be fucking big either way. It'd be hilarious if it was the 800 million, because that would be more than the entire current DCU box office, which right now stands at, last I knew, about 735 combined. Can I get up and get a pop without you fucking up my stream, cat? Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Right. I know y'all think you run fucking things. And to a certain extent, y'all do run some fucking things. But not all the time. Oh, now you're going to be all cute and put your head down. I love my kitties. All right, Chad, any further thoughts? I'm starting to get a little tired. I'm going to be honest. It's a weeknight. Thoughts, questions, speculations. I wonder if it's been long enough. Have I made it past the cooldown point? So I can try and take advantage of Daniel's low roll. Guess no. Maybe it hasn't been long enough. Fucksicles. It probably has not been long enough. Oh well. Hey buddy, you're so in the way. Alright. Oh, chat, I'm going to get the fuck on out of here then. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging. Come on back Saturday night. We'll talk about some more nerdy news. 10 o'clock Eastern instead of 9 like tonight. So, have a good rest of your week. Really appreciate you guys. You're the best. Thanks for being here. So, be safe the rest of the week. Hope you have a good rest of your week. And please come back on Saturday at 10. I'd be thankful for that. All right. You guys are amazing. And we'll see you next time. Bye. The cat's fucking up my doing what I'm mouse. Buddy, I love you. But stop it. I still have to finish my stream. Anyway. Moving on from my cat fucking around. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. You guys are dope. You choose to be here amongst many other options. And I am ever so grateful. I would also continue to be grateful if you came back Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I would also be super grateful if you hit the like. And if you're new, also hit the subscribe and the bell. Which I should have mentioned at least 8 fucking times before now. But anyway, please, pretty please, hit all the buttons that apply to you. And come back Saturday. More importantly, have a good, safe rest of your week. And while you're having a good, safe rest of your week, remember this. Wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Much love, y'all. Bye-bye.